survive. Sneaking out the window, heading to New Orleans in your daddy's brand new car to have a bit of teenage fun and try to make it home before the sun. You know I love you till my life comes to an end. The only way to love you longer is if I knew you then. We met in another lifetime, but things they weren't right. We knew all that we could be, just friends that night. Years went by, they flew to New York City to watch them light the Christmas tree. You were just down the street. Oh, when you called and said you lied to me, then you started telling stories about when you were young and all the things that you loved to do. And I fell in love with you, and I love you until the end, because I loved you then. I remember all the stories that you told me about when you were a little girl. I can picture you doing all the things you love to do, running barefoot in a field, picking flowers for your mama, and stepping on a bumblebee, and how it made you cry. If I was there, I would have tried to ride. You know I love you till my life comes to an end. The only way to love you longer is if I knew you then. Catching fireflies, keep them in a jar. I'm watching night upon night long. In the morning you will set them free, 'cause you know that's how it was supposed to be. You know I love you till my life comes to an end. The only way to love you longer is if I knew you then. We were both honorable, living different lives. Somehow through all the mistakes, I remember
What
all
happened
the
there?
stories that you told me about when you were a little
Hey, children of the lawn.
I can picture you.
Well, now we have all kinds of buttons everywhere. Everybody's got buttons,
I don't know if
and
that's a good thing.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.
I don't think that's a good thing.
And no, it's good. I could just give you that one button.
This doesn't look good.
Oh, I can't wait till we're done with that, so I can give you the punchline.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, let's go to the guest thing, because that's important. This is the all-important guest opener.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Jeff Sight.
Jeff Sight, spelled correctly. Ding dong. Oh. And there we are.
Here we are.
Jeff Seitz. Yes? No? Yes.
Yes. Jeff Seitz.
Thank you very much, boys and girls.
Yes.
So, let's see. I think there's going to be an interesting conversation today. I mean, guys know Jeff from Fridays and, Free for All Fridays. And he's been on the show before. But, I talk about the family of entertainment because it really is. It's a pretty universal family. If you're an entertainer, whether you're in a play or a musician or a fire eater or whatever you're in that club just by default. I mean, it's not not hard to get kicked out.
The Fire Eater Club.
The Fire Eater Club.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. So Jeff and I are members of a club within a club. We are in the Drummers Club.
That's right.
And drummers, I'm going to explore the chemistry between drummers. Because sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good.
Yes, I've seen both.
You have?
Yes.
Don't tell me who.
You know who.
Not live, don't tell me who. I know who. Now, see, anybody that's a drummer that's been on the show thinks it's them.
No.
Yeah, you're
We
the
would have had them
asshole
on
in
the
somebody's
show.
story.
We would not have had them
Yeah,
on the
we would.
show.
We have not had them on the show.
Well, we might have had one.
That doesn't mean that you're not it. Okay, it didn't take long for this train to go off the tracks.
Oh, well, Chris Chanel says he wants to be in that club. What do you say?
What do you say? You got, I guess 15, 20 years to devote exclusively and solely to the pursuit of being in that club? You can start right now.
That's right.
I want to clear up something on a serious note. With regard, we talk about sex, drugs, and rock and roll, which are three of our favorite things. But we are not condoning anything, and we're also not condemning anything. The only stupid thing, the only dangerous thing is people who don't know how to use what's at their disposal. That's where abuse comes in. It's abuse with weapons, it's abuse with alcohol, it's abuse with just driving a car. So, I just don't want anybody to think that we are opinionated about one thing against another on the show, because we're not. You can get drunk as fuck if you want, just don't do it every day, and if you do, don't pass out on our lawn. But, okay, so let's see. I saw almost the final cover artwork for Exhumed. Mm-hmm. John Entwistle, Rarities Exhumed Volume 1. It's cool, too. It's this one, it feels appropriate. It's this month 20 years ago on the 27th that Johnny bailed on us, so seems like a good time to, not for that reason, but it just because this whole thing just came together because I had somebody on the show who signed a deal with somebody else who came on the show who and that's how things happen in this business. I also we owe Mousy stars. Is Mousy in the house? Mousy in the housey?
I'm sure she is. I haven't seen her.
All right, well, here you
but
go, Mousy. I owe you stars, darling, and boom.
Mousy!
You got the giant glowing green head stars.
Yeah.
Which are, they're a favorite amongst the locals. What else? I wrote a bunch of stuff here. Okay, I said that. Oh, I want to, the show is about being funny, and, it's never funny at somebody's expense. We had a weird thing go on down here with our local news people, and I wanted you to know, I take the piss out of Mark Hitt a lot.
Always have.
Always have. But I don't ever want anybody in the house to think that I don't know what a frickin' genius the guy is and what an absolute phenomenon he is. I'm not going to crack any side jokes or any of that.
I don't think that has anything to do with what happened to the news guy.
I'm not talking about the news guy. I just mentioned it.
Okay.
So anyway, breaking my flow. I was in it, man. Like Deepak says.
No, wait. Chris Chanel. Steve, why did you leave that chat?
Why did I what?
Leave the chat, the group chat that TV had going on, because that is for the
Yeah,
children
because
of
that's
the
for
lawn.
you guys, man. I shouldn't be in there.
No,
That's
you should
exactly
not.
why. And nothing like calling me out in front of the whole world, Chris, but no problem. Yeah, I mean, I don't think those forums are something that I'm supposed to be a part of. I think that's for you guys to discuss things. Anyway, I was giving props to Mark Hitt, and I want to finish that up. Mark, a lot of the stuff that's going to be on the record coming up, I wrote with Mark, and for my money, I mean, thank you for the entertainment. The guy's a legitimate musical genius, and it was a privilege to do the things that I did with him. And I will continue to take the piss out of him, because why not? All right, now what?
Now what?
Yeah, now what?
Well,
I said all my stuff, told about the record.
Yep.
It's raining,
Yep.
waiting for Jeff, but he'll be here any second. You know what?
Anne was just over. Oh, Mousy is in there.
Okay, there you go, Mousy.
Okay,
You got your.
you got your stars.
That's what you want to do. Now you see, this is what I now have. You remember my old control, nice big. She's got it now, so I have this. So since we're waiting on Jeff, which is fine, I'm going to go to my controls, and I'm going to pick video 1. Mousy, you'll know this. I think it's looping. That was awesome, bro, man.
And thank you, Mousy.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mouse. Oh, really? See now, if I had,
No,
if I had the right
I got the
buttons-
button.
but it won't play while Jeff's video's on. See?
Uh-huh.
All right, so watch. Here, go ahead. Now here. Now go
Uh-huh.
ahead.
Okay.
Thank Mousy.
I
Ooh.
thanked Mousy. Thank you, Mousy.
Thanking her now.
Okay.
I can see it. This is ridiculous. I feel like the weather girl who screws it up. Okay.
Okay.
I feel like the weather girl.
Or the weather guy.
Oh, you going there?
Misogynistic.
Are you going there?
Okay.
I don't think so.
Well,
Okay.
Jeff should be in any
Well,
minute.
no, he's in.
Oh, he's in.
Yeah, watch.
Jeff!
Oh!
Oh!
Boy, that doesn't fit too good.
Yeah.
Wow. People, let me tell you about my best friend.
Looks good,
When I
Jeff.
get dressed up for the occasion.
Wow, man. That's, I'm punching
thank
this
you,
out.
Mousy.
You know, I've got to tell you something. We'll go through it because really?
Mousy again.
Thank you, Mouse. Mouseketeer. There's like illusions on that shirt that look like people that we know. If you look close enough, I'm not sure. It changes from shirt to shirt where it is, but I can show it to you on the. You got the art with it. I can show you where it is on the art, and you can find it on the shirt. It looks like the Beatles, or I can't remember. I wrote it down. There's a bunch. It's really cool, and it's unintentional. It's just that's how.
Right.
Yeah.
You want me to get it?
What's that?
I could get it, but we might take too much time.
I have to find it first. I mean, I have to find it myself and then figure out where. remember where it is. I'll send it to you, and then we can. But man, I'm proud. That really looks good, bro. That looks
I
good.
wore it to the memorial for the crew member who passed, Billy Francis. I didn't get a chance to get any photos with Sting, but
Was he? I thought was he there? Was he there?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, he threw it. I mean,
he threw it.
it was basically, he was Sting's personal guy for years and years and years.
Wow.
They probably spent more time together, as we like to say, than he did with his wives and children. And
Well, yeah. If he was the go-to guy, that he did.
yeah, so very emotional for him to lose Billy. So yeah, he put it on and invited everybody. So it was cool. It was great.
Oh, that's really good. I didn't know that. I thought it was. I'm not sure who I thought was putting it on, but that's.
Well, it was at the music hall, something music hall. By the way, we're having a thunderstorm here, so I don't know if we have a blackout. I don't know.
If what? Oh, you're having weather. We're having weather too.
Thunderstorm.
Yeah. Oh, that's. I wonder if it couldn't be the same one. You're too far away. Are you home? You.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just watched the clip of you doing War with
Yeah.
your band. What's the name of your band, Jeff?
That's it's a group of musicians called Soul Vibes Collective, and it's just various musicians who sign up to do a song or two once a month. They pick a theme: Michael Jackson, the OJs, the Motown. That night was a mixture of all kinds of different things, and they book a venue. That we've done it at the Rhinestone Theater, Glenn Campbell's Rhinestone Theater, and various hotels, various bars, and everybody gets up. There's it could be like 20 or 25 musicians. Everybody switches, boom, next group. They announce the group, you play your song, you get off. So I did War that night and maybe one other. I can't remember.
Well, you did. I played. You did. Come on now. I think. Where did you do your solo? Because I played that at the top of the show.
Oh, that was at Acme Feed and Seed, and that's a band called the Bicho Brothers. And a friend of mine is their drummer, but every once in a while he tours with the Box Tops.
Oh wow! Yeah.
The show this weekend with Little Anthony and Imperials. So every once in a while he calls me up to sub for him. So that was a sub.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was pretty cool. What song was that? Santana?
Soul Sacrifice. That was That was a section of Soul Sacrifice. And Diana Sosa is the amazing Latin percussionist who you saw shaking it for a little bit.
I did, yes.
And it's great. And they're also a Santana tribute band.
Oh, wow.
Called maybe Soul Sacrifice Again or something. I can't remember. And they go out with horns and two sets of conga players, and it's a big band.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That was like, had to be 2019 or even early.
And I couldn't play the Police thing because I would have got flagged for Walking on the Moon. But what was that? Something from France.
That was the gig I filled in for Stewart.
Oh!
Now you could mute the audio.
Oh. Well, I'd be happy to do that. Let's see.
And it was a French television news journalist event. They went down to Biarritz. They interviewed the residents, the fans. What do you think of the police coming to your town? Yada, yada, yada. And people drove from, hundreds of miles around. And that was the one where Stuart Copeland got food poisoning.
Wow.
And 5 minutes before the set changed, the tour manager turned to me and said, "Hey, can you do it?" And I said,
"Wow." Well, that's this.
Yeah.
I can play it. It's only 20 seconds.
I mean,
let me
go by in a flash.
Oh, I'll bet.
When the lights come up, because the lighting director was told no lights on the back of the stage.
Wow, that's
I snuck out through the back with a robe on and a hat.
That's a mistake. Hang on, I'm sorry. I'm trying to call you a shot. You know what? I'll do it in here. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You were saying?
And at the point in the video, Andy Summers walks over in front of me, and the spotlights hit him, so they also hit me. So you can't tell it's me, but you can tell it's not Stuart Copeland.
And in this particular shot that I'm going to go to, you can see this?
Very quick. It's
Oh, cool. All right. Well, we can stop it. You know, it's my show. I can go. You know, I can go nuts here if I want.
Back 16 seconds is when it happens.
All right. Let me find it now. It's on my desktop now, and yeah. Okay, I got it. All right. So now I load it in here. Oh, there you go. Wait a minute. Let me. And there is no sound. How about that?
It'll come on.
No, it won't, because I have it muted.
Oh, good. So
Yeah.
that's the credits rolling by.
This?
Yeah, it's the credits for the people who did the reporting. This is right.
Right.
It's a long 5-minute segment. I just took this little clip.
Well, let's see. Hang on. Let me get.
Now these were just fans, who showed up, and the cameraman shot them outside the venue, and
Uh-huh.
then
Look,
came
Rich.
inside and shot, and you can see Andy and Sting.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Well, yeah, I see Andy and Sting. I mean, I see the drumstick.
here it comes, boom.
Yeah. That. Oh, wait, no, we got to go back. I got to go back. What happened there? Come on now. Wait a minute.
It's probably not going back in small enough.
Again, nah, believe me. If I wanted to go back, it's going back. Hold on.
And there.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this, because I know how my controls work. There you are.
There I am with a hat.
Yeah, I see the hat. What hat is that?
I discovered a truck driver who had done that tour and told me he was standing at the stairway to the stage. And Miles Copeland's like, "Can we get him a hat? Somebody got a hat." So he gave me his hat. And I discovered it. We ran into each other because he posted a bunch of photos from that tour. He was a truck driver for Edwin Shirley, I think it was. And he said, "That was my hat. I gave you that." I was like, "Are you?"
Wow.
I had
That's
no
awesome.
I wore glasses back then, really big tortoiseshell Elton John size glasses. And I had to take my glasses off. I had to put this hat on. And
Yeah. Man.
so
Wow,
was it.
that must have been no pressure, dude.
No, none at all. None at all. And it's funny. I am, when I get on the stage, it's just like being home to me.
Yeah.
I feel really comfortable on the stage, and I just went up there and did what I knew. I'd been watching Stuart for 9 months, I think, and heard a lot of the recording of Zenyatta Mondata, and I'd done a lot of the sound checks. Sting's guitar bass tech, Danny Quattrochi, was a New Jersey guy. Played really great guitar, and he played really good bass. So a lot of nights we would go up and do the sound checks because the band didn't feel like coming in. And that was, that made me feel comfortable. And in fact, that day we did quite a long sound check, and I was really kind of surprised because it was raining a little bit and the fans were all outside. You could hear them chanting, and I was like, "Oh, this is strange." So I went back to the hotel room. I, got myself together and thought, I wonder if I should bring an extra pair of clothes just in case. No. I don't want to even.
Why were you thinking that what did you know at that point?
I didn't know. I knew that Stuart had food poisoning.
Oh, okay.
Doctor had been brought in, had given him a shot, and, things go through your head. You start thinking, what if? So I decided not to do anything different. I just went in my crew clothes, and so what I'm wearing on stage is what I wore, for the setup. Maybe change the T-shirt. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, think about it, dude. If they're not putting any lights on you, do you want to dress up for,
Right.
the
Exactly. And at one point during XTC, they were the last band before us. I was walking across the back, down below the stage on the grass, and Stuart was going in the other direction. And he says to me, "Hey, I'm not feeling too good, and the doctor came in, so if I keel over, you can pick up the sticks and carry on, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, Stuart. Okay, yeah, no problem." Because he's a horse. He's one of the strongest guys I know, powerful, energetic, just, there's not going to stop him. And I just thought, yeah, sure. Okay. And then boom.
Well, I mean, stuff, force majeure. I know you know what that means, right? So there you go. I mean, it's in every contract we've ever seen or written. Um, and, you can't, listen, if you have to listen to the force, Luke, and the truth is, that's truer than it's not. You know what I mean? I mean, if you take a minute, I'm not going to go all Deepak Chopra on you or anything, but if you take a minute to listen, you're being told something. So, and the truth of the matter is, you probably were more comfortable being in your regular clothes at the, just being as normalized as you could. Because if all of a sudden there was wardrobe and there was this, and who was behind you if something broke?
Actually, one of the sound crew was my tech. He was sort of my stage tech. And it was really funny because he wore glasses, and I looked over at him at one point. It was like Stewart watching me, but me watching me.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, that's what it looks like from his vantage point. And then at one point, the tour manager was also the front of house mixer, and he kept sending messages up, tell Jeff to keep his head down. And I'm like, finally, I just said, tell Kim to fuck off, man. I'm doing a gig here, and I have never done it, so get over it.
I would think that's, well, I don't know. It's like, there's not a lot of instances where that happens. There's the infamous Who won, can anybody play the drums? That thing. And, there's a couple of those rock star moments in the world, but, it kind of sucks in a way that you did so good a job that nobody knew it. You know what I mean? That sucks. I mean, I don't give a shit. You devote your life to doing something, and the thing that one of the things that you love about being in this business is right there in front of you. I mean, I think they would have been heroes for carrying on the show. I don't think anybody. You were in France. Wait a minute. Let me think. Let me rethink this.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what happens in Europe when you don't show up or try?
Yeah, I know. But I mean, God, if you're that sick, and then you did a great job, and but you didn't have the shirt, so we couldn't put any lights on you. I'm sorry. With that shirt, you don't need lights. You got your own lights.
But at one point, I looked up, and it was like I was in the triangle. There was Sting on my right, there was Andy on my left, and it was like, whoa.
But you could. I'm conflicted about this opportunity, just as a drummer, because I would want to play with those guys. You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. And did you get to do that, or was it just it was just autopilot?
It was pretty much autopilot at that point. I mean, the set was fairly new. They'd been doing it for about a month. So some of the songs were they had just recorded. So it was, I don't know, I felt like we were locked in. At one point, Stewart tends to be on the beat, on top of the beat, and pushing it. So I was trying to emulate that style, and at one point Sting sent this roadie over Danny, and Danny said, Sting said to relax, you don't have to push so hard.
That has to be,
that was reassuring, actually.
Yeah, which it means he's listening, and he's feeling it, which is, so then you did. I mean, there was an exchange and an adjustment. That's that's not like just sitting back there because you're the drummer who got the call for the show.
Right.
And those guys, there had to be a certain comfort factor because I'm sure they had heard you play. I'm sure they had heard you at sound check or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So that's mighty brave of them, and I think it speaks a lot about Stewart. It speaks volumes about you. That's pretty freaking cool there.
It fulfilled my childhood Beatle fantasy of filling in for Ringo Starr.
Really?
Oh yeah. I used to just fantasize about being outside the theater and suddenly Ringo gets ill and that guy down there. It's like the Who thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And it was one of those, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, what if,
Well, the thing, by that time, I was already in a band. I mean, I was playing music in a band. So, I remember my favorite Beatle was George, but I kind of wanted to throw down with McCartney,
Right.
rhythm section thing. And that's back to the earliest times. That's I Want to Hold Your Hand.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remember listening. Used to take a transistor radio and put it under my pillow, and I'm listening to "I Want to Hold Your Hand," and probably singing it or something. And my brother, who was, we were still sharing a room then, said, "I'm going to hold your hand." I guess I was, a little loud that late at night. But yeah, listen, for me, there was a duality, and I didn't know whether we would talk this conversation about us and our significant other, because referring to Stuart and Entwistle. See, I used to flash in and out of it. I used to be just playing with that amazing bass player, and at that point in my life, thank you God, I was used to playing with amazing players.
Right.
I played with, in my opinion, I always played with some of the greatest musicians on the planet.
Now,
And
John was pre-Mountain or post-Mountain?
he was in synchronicity, no pun.
No, I heard the story about you playing with him. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was that all happened on the same night. I mean, I started playing with Leslie. We did the. I started playing with Leslie in '89. When did
So
I?
in between John tours, you would play with Leslie?
Well, John was going out with the Who to do the Who '89 tour, and Leslie said, "Steve, I want." He calls me. You heard the story. This is irony, and kids, pay attention to this important fact. This I get a call from Leslie. Steve, you want to play on my album? Yeah. When? In an hour. Okay, there's that. But the executive producer and Leslie's manager at the time, it came out on IRS Records, and it was Miles Copeland.
Right. That's
Ding, ding,
right.
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
So you see, the kinship, the web tightens. But yeah, Miles. And I remember how proud Leslie was that Miles was managing him. It was like, okay, it doesn't make you play any better. You're, but yeah, no, listen, I could understand that. Miles IRS Records. I think that was the label that we were signed to.
New label at that time, yeah. And Miles
Yeah.
loved guitar players. We had who's the guitar player that played with Lou Reed and
Earl Slick.
I think Earl might have been there. Steve from Yes was there. The Night of the Guitars in 1990.
Yeah.
They had a house band that everybody played, and it was just Steve Hunter,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Steve Howe, Leslie, a whole bunch of guys, and that's like Miles' thing. He loves Guitar Hero kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I totally get that. I mean, and for me, this is an interesting full circle with the Leslie thing. 1969, we opened a concert at the local junior high school, Highlands Junior High School in White Plains, for Mountain. So my first exposure to that whole thing, I mean, I loved that music. And when Climbing came out, man, I mean,
Yeah.
nothing, maybe Hendrix, but nothing ever made me want to play guitar more than those. He was amazing. And I remember asking him once, everybody loves your vibrato, man. I mean, it's just like as good as it gets, And he said, yeah, I was trying to rip off Clapton and I couldn't do it.
Well, it worked out for him.
Yeah, it worked out pretty good, man, because that's my favorite
Yeah.
vibrato on the planet, man.
Great. He was so good. So natural. Just fluid.
Yeah.
Always, I mean, it's like any great player, the instrument is like an extension of themselves. You are the instrument is you, and it
Well,
goes
I
from
got to
there.
imagine that playing with Andy Summers, or just seeing that, because he's an exceptional
Guitar player.
player. But it's how he structures his parts. I mean, that guy must have. Is he big-handed, or I mean, because he hits some out there chords. Mark has these huge hands that will reach, but I don't know how big Andy Summers is.
Well, he played a telly, and I don't know if the neck was gauged smaller or not, but he could get around the neck for sure.
Wow.
He's not a big guy, so maybe his hands were proportional. I never even thought about it, but he just did magic on the guitars.
And I'll tell you why I know, because you saw those things of us playing the Police songs. Those chords were spot on. And if Mark was anything, I feel like I'm doing the Mark Hitt tribute. If Mark was anything, he was, he would find that one note in the chord that everybody else missed, and all of a sudden it was like, oh yes. So
That's character, yeah. That the Summers character.
right, but you have to, But the funny thing is, you hear it when it's there, but you don't miss it when it's not. You know what I mean? It just sounds righter, which they're
Sounds good, but it's not quite. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's but everybody has their thing.
I did get to record with Sting on a solo thing that he did for a movie soundtrack called Brimstone and Treacle.
Really? Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, he was set up on a sound stage in Shepperton, filming, and adjacent to the film studio was a studio called Rock City. You might even know it.
Yeah, I do.
It was from the Who's storage facility. And I was there getting ready to do a tour, and Danny said, hey, let's go see Sting. He's doing some demos, and Sting's in the studio doing demos with a drum machine and overdubs in between takes. How perfect for an actor to be, to have a hobby.
Right.
Said, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing. I'm just hanging. He says, you want to put some drums on this? Sure.
Yeah.
So they send the crew over to the Who's locker and bring some drums over. It could have been Keith Moon's. I don't know.
Well, do you know, were they premieres?
Yeah.
That they were Keith's. I don't think Kenny played premiere.
I think they were premiere. They brought a bass drum, a snare drum, a hi-hat, a ride cymbal, and a crash cymbal. That was it.
The hi-hat probably was never played though, because Moon did.
The hi-hats might have been in the studio. I'm not sure.
No, I'm. There's a joke about Mooney that.
Oh yeah.
Have the hi-hat in his set because it didn't make enough noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no. That was. I'm sure
that's ride cymbals back and forth.
What year was that?
Shit. 81.
Oh, that would have definitely been Mooney's gear.
81. Yeah, it must have been 81. Well, I have to look up when Brimstone and Treacle was released. Anyway, so he had these songs and they had drum machine on them. So I just played along with the drum machine, and he would suggest things. We did this one track, which ended up on his first album called Children's Crusade. And it was a waltz of 3, but he wanted it to be a reggae 3. So it was really these backbeats with the cymbal and, playing. And it's a beautiful recording. I have to find it. I lost it somewhere. I had a cassette. And then Omar Hakim did his version on the Blue Turtle.
Yeah, I like Omar. Player.
And Sting told me one time, he said, I played our demo for Omar. And he said, who is that guy?
Hey, man, you see now that's.
It was
I'm going to tell you something about that particular. This is perfect because I mean.
1982.
Oh, 1982. Okay. Yeah, which means it would have been recorded in 81, maybe. By the if you're getting it.
It was probably for the Ghost in the Machine tour, because he also, during the filming, smashed a breakaway window or mirror that didn't break away quite right, and he slashed his arm. And for 3 or 4 nights, Danny Quattrochi did the show on bass.
Wow. Wow.
Sang with his arm in a sling.
That's nuts, man. You know that it's Cliff Williams, you know, the bass player for AC/DC, had an accident with his hand, and I don't think it's ever been quite the same. He slipped on some oil and
an
the
oil
flute
lamp.
from an oil lamp, you know, got knocked over, and he slipped on the oil, and his hand landed on the broken flute, and it was like, why? So yeah, I mean, it's wounds are no fun, man. I've never canceled a gig in my life except for once, and I didn't cancel it. I got canceled by some kid with a 22-pound metal plate. But yeah, it's, you know, and the funny thing is, we're looking for the anniversary date of this show, right? Everybody wants to know when was the first show. The first show was April 2nd, 2020. But then the first show in the, you know, in the Zoom format was July 6th. Usually on July 6th, I post the gory story of, because that's when it happened to me when I got hit with the thing.
1984.
1984, yeah, July 6th, 1984. But that just so happens to be the anniversary of the first, you know, Zoom thing with Randy Jackson, and it's, you know, but yeah, that was a good time. That little journey. Another story though. You know, it's you don't ever think anything like that could ever happen, but man, it was like, well, anyway, there was no gloom in the ballroom.
No gloom.
No gloom here, no doom and gloom. And in fact, one night we were at the Birmingham Mega Arena somewhere, and that was the night that Danny was playing bass, and it was rumored that Andy Summers might have a kidney stone, and he was
Really?
late.
Do you think he'd share it with us?
And we weren't sure. We're all wondering, is he going to even make it?
Wow.
And we're talking backstage, and Stuart's saying, well, you know, maybe I could play guitar, and Jeff, you could play drums, and Danny plays bass, and we could do some Clark Kent or do something, you know, because we were just trying to come up with anything, you know. But he
Right.
he got there late and did the show.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'll tell you what. I was in pieces still trying to go to my gig. I was being wheeled into the emergency room, and I said, "Listen, I gotta go. I have to." I was in shock. I've got to go. I got to go to work. The guy said, "I said I'll come back as soon as I'm done." They said, "You will not come back." I said, "No, I will. I'm not stupid." They said, "No, you won't. You'll be dead in 15 minutes." And I'm like, "Well, okay, never mind."
July 6th.
Hey.
Yeah.
But that's life on the road.
I know.
So let's take a minute to play a commercial celebrating your shirt.
Yeah.
Here we go. Do I have the right one? I'm gonna pick this one and see if it's the right one. The third one?
Yeah, I think
okay,
that
here we
has
go. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, how do I do this? I gotta do that. Enjoy the view. Enjoy the view.
Yeah.
Did you see your shirt in there?
Yeah, the garden one, right?
Yeah, the one you wear,
District.
Garden District. Yeah. Did it say? I don't even remember.
Nah, I don't.
Let me go look. We can look. We have these things. We can do. This is our technology. We can go nuts, and we
You
do.
are nuts.
Wait, I am nuts. I admit it. Let's come on. Here we go. Come on. Here we go.
You have the one with me and the tour manager?
Well, the picture.
Yeah.
Not it. Not. I have it, but not at hand. No, that's not it. Wait a minute. Where are we?
Yeah, I'd say Garden
There you
District,
go. Ooh. Different than, they're all different. It's the same art, but it's laid out different. Okay, enough
Enough
Promo.
self-promotion.
Enough self-promotion,
So,
with
when
that.
do you go back out, Jeff?
Yeah, when do you go? What's happening? What's the next?
July 1st, Deer Valley, Utah. Deer
And
Valley,
that's with Stewart?
yeah, that's the police deranged. And I actually have
Oh, okay, right.
gig. I have a sub gig with that same band, the Beacho Brothers,
Uh-huh.
Saturday night at Kentucky Downs Raceway Casino,
Got that?
Where's
Kentucky-
that, in Kentucky?
Let's hope so.
right over the border, about 45 minutes from Nashville.
Ah.
Wow.
okay.
We're having a guest. Hang on.
Okay, so
Come
what
on in.
is the date of that?
I'll be back. What is the date of that?
The 11th, June 11th.
Okay. Jeff will be playing
Hey, bud.
at
being
Kentucky
visited.
Downs.
It's the Mint Casino at Kentucky Downs.
The Mint Casino?
That's the Mint Lounge at the casino at Kentucky Downs.
Oh, gotcha.
The mint, like peppermint?
Yeah, Mint.
Yeah, the Peppermint Lounge.
Oh, ooh.
Ooh.
Peppermint. Okay, can I get back? Can I do the show now, please? Look out. You-
That
John-
Remy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all 110 pounds of them. Okay. He's okay, thank you. I love you too. But I see the tails going back and forth. He starts licking my knee, and it's like, someday I'll miss it, but if he stopped, I wouldn't,
Oh,
Anyway,
it's this Saturday.
it's this Saturday, this coming Saturday. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be fun. It's going to be 3 1-hour sets, which these
That's
guys
not-
usually just do a 2-hour set. All, it's all program. It's ready to go. No requests. We just motor through it. And it's great. 2 hours and you're done.
Wow.
Hour on, half an hour off, hour on, half an hour off. I don't know.
Reminds me of the bad old days.
And the drummer called me today and we were talking. He was asking me, making sure everything was cool. And he told me, by the way, it's a smoking casino. Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
I didn't know
Kentucky gigs are like, oh my God.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, that's like their number one. That's their national flag is tobacco, right? So, wait.
No, that's in North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina.
Carolina and Virginia, I think. Yeah.
Yes, Virginia.
I've done shows up there with the Zeppelin tribute band too, and it was just like you come home, even the drum cases smelled of smoke.
See, and I was a smoker for a very long time, and I think I quit the year I started playing with Leslie, 89, I think it was.
Ah.
Because we got a puppy. She said, I'm not staying home alone while you go out and no way she was coming out on a Leslie tour. And she said, I'm not staying home alone. Let's go get a puppy. And we got a puppy. And the rest, as they say. Yeah. So, not staying home alone.
No.
You mentioned the last time I was on. I watched the last time I was on just to make sure we didn't do too much repeats. But you mentioned that you got a bootleg of the Leslie West. Where was it? Shit.
At the there's only one that I know of at the Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Right, Shepherd's Bush Empire. Yeah.
It's funny, man, because I was just
I'd love to hear it sometime.
oh, absolutely. I'll
It's not
I'll-
out there, right?
it is out there, but I'll share.
It is.
I'd be
You mean
happy.
You mean out there to buy or out there?
Yeah,
to
I had to buy it. I was saying to Lori one day, I'm so sorry that I never, because Leslie was, he was
Yeah, you
almost, just
hated videos. Yeah.
hated the bootlegs. Hated, I mean, even before the videos, the taping, he went nuts if he even thought about it. So, he said, I see a red light in the audience, I go crazy.
Well, you didn't want anybody getting anything for
Yeah, you
nothing.
want anybody get, and I was thinking, you know what, you should be happy it's not a laser sight. But anyway, no, so Lori, she found it. She was searching all over eBay, bootleg, and it came up. And
That's
the
the
weird
oldest
thing,
one.
It
yeah,
was-
it's the only one I've ever.
we bought it from England. It It was in England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because and they love him there. He's huge there. We did it. We toured the whole country. In fact, it's odd that you would bring it up because I was just looking at pictures of us in like on the North Sea, way up north in England, where you can see Scotland. I'm at some lighthouse, Southend or something. I can't remember what it is. Newcastle, I mean, way up north. And they just loved him in England. I mean, just loved him in England. And why am I telling you the story about England? Because when we played from Southampton all the way up to Shields, South Shields. You know the area, and that's where we were. That's where I was talking about, South Shields on the east side, on the North Sea side. And I called up John. I said, John, I'm in town. I'm in town. I'm in the country.
In town.
Where are you playing? I said, we're playing the Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Oh, that's the one he came out to and played.
Yeah. So on that, only bootleg in the world is him jamming on "You Really Got Me" with Leslie, and so Leslie. We went to John's house. I said, I'd love to stop by and see you, bro. And he said, come on by. And I've got all these pictures of Leslie playing like different guitars. Because he had a collection. John had a
At
collection.
John's house.
Oh, just ridiculous. And it was Randy Coven was playing bass at the time. And John's showing them all over. I mean, you're walking through freaking Downton Abbey, right? And there's is it just Downton Abbey, but it's got all this eccentric stuff. I mean, I don't know how nuts Sting or Stewart is, but John was, he had Nazis versus the English stained glass chess set with little Hitlers and Churchills. I mean, I can't.
Whatever he wanted, he could have.
Right. Yes.
Never take him into a Cracker Barrel, which I know he did.
Yeah.
Oh man, come on.
Okay, now
he went nuts in there.
Dave Hassert says there's a mountain at Shepherd's Bush, 9/17/1997 on Apple Music.
Well, that's got to be it.
That's it. Yep. That's it.
On Apple Music?
Yep.
Well, here, you want me to play it for you? Do we get that? I don't.
You'll get flagged.
It's me.
Record company that when they want their
Yeah,
product.
right.
Yeah. Sorry, no, Miles. It was me. It's just me. Well, I'll figure it out. So it's on Apple Music, really? Who said that?
Dave Hassert.
Dave, props, bro. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And is that the one?
Dave, and go Rangers.
Go Rangers.
And go Rangers, Pat. Go Rangers.
Yeah.
Yep.
He goes to every home game.
Really?
Dave, yeah, he's got season tickets.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. So
how many more games do they have?
Yeah.
What's that?
How many more games do they have?
I think it's 2-1. They're up 2-1, I believe. Dave will correct us, I'm sure.
Okay.
Wow. I wonder, man. I've got Ranger connections, weird ones, but they're Ranger connections.
Mm-hmm. Now everybody's go Rangers.
Well, go Rangers.
Go Celtics.
Yeah. Well.
Go Warriors.
Yeah. Go Warriors.
Wow. Yeah. What a game that was the other night.
Oh man, I've been a Warriors fan.
Speaking of collections, I have photos of Jeff Beck's car collection.
Oh wow! Actual pictures you were there. You saw the collection.
I was there. I was in his garage.
Wow!
We spent about 3 weeks at his house, River Hall, down there in the Sussex countryside.
Yeah. That's Essex. Sorry.
And
the Sussex countryside.
We even sampled one of them, and Stewart made a drum track out of it because it had this idle like so we sampled it and looped it and put it into a song. But he took Stewart for a ride in one of them. And Stewart said, "I was scared, man. I was really scared. Those country roads and a hot rod."
In an American hot rod, it had to be left-hand drive, right?
Probably 32 coupes. That was his thing. He bought 32 coupe kits. and then built the car under the body.
Oh, so he bought the tub, in other words.
Yeah, and literally he did welding, the work. And
Yeah.
just before we got there, a couple months before we got there, he had smashed his thumb, and he didn't know if it was ever going to be usable again.
Wow.
Wow. What year was that?
91.
Do you think that his thumb was really smashed?
Maybe it was.
Okay, here's a story for you.
It got
Jeff
bashed
Beck.
on the between the frame and the chassis that holds the car.
This is very strange, man. I'm all right. I'm
Was
playing
it
at the
91? It was probably 91.
I'd have to look. 91, I think. I'm playing at the Celebrity Theater in the Round, right? And I think I'm there. I know Leslie's there, T.M. Stevens, Billy Idol, and we're all jamming at the sound check. Eddie Van Halen was there. Eddie had just gotten out of rehab, and he's wearing a T-shirt, and his roadie's like wearing a suit with a tie. Guy looked like amazing. So I mean, maybe it was his lawyer. I don't know. Anyway, and everybody's on the stage. Who else was on there? Sam Kinison was on there. So it had to be the same thing. And we had two dressing rooms. Yeah, I mean, Entwistle was there. Wow, look at that. Wow.
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 I don't know if I could turn that or what.
Oh, one of them, sea green.
Wow. Well, you could. You got to go to what are you on? You're on Zoom. I don't know. It might turn your whole picture. See, it did.
It's like
It
American
did. No,
graffiti
now you're
cars.
upside down. The cars are still wrong. Wow, still wrong. But I can. Wow. So they're all 32 coupes. They're all 5-window coupes.
Yeah.
Or whatever they are.
Yep.
Wow, that's interesting. Oh, that's a 3-window coupe, the black one. Wow, that's awesome, man.
I can't resize the picture because it's
That's okay. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, see, I see the tub in the top. I can see it in the top left picture where he's building one. That's nuts.
You go out in that garage and just tinker and build.
Man, well, so I'll tell you the other half of the story where he smashed his thumb. If this is, we had two dressing rooms up in the top of the Celebrity Theater. John's in one holding court. Sam Kinison is in there with all the girls and all the the whole rigmarole. And I go to our other dressing room, and Eddie Van Halen and Jeff Beck are sitting in there.
Wow.
And they look, because I don't think they had a dressing room, and they my stuff was already in there, and they said, "We okay?" And we said, "Yeah, you're okay. Don't worry about it." And I see Jeff taping up his thumb, and Eddie says he doesn't want to play tonight, doesn't want to jam tonight, or something like that. So I always assumed that he was just taping up his thumb so he didn't have to play. But it seems to
maybe that was
smashing
maybe it was
his
around
thumb.
that time.
91. Good. I mean, I could look at my, I have videos of that show. Oh God, do I have videos of that show? This little girl will love this, right? I mean, I always say, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. In John's dressing room, where is the long table and all the girls and Sam Kinison, and Sam's got a screwdriver in each hand, and
Yeah, I mean, not the kind that.
Yeah,
is a
not the
tool.
kind that you fix stuff with.
Drinks.
And he's sitting. John is sitting like on the caddy corner. Sam's at the head of the table. I'm down at the other end of the table with my roadie and my brand new video camera, saying, "Look, let's when we start, this is the button, and don't worry about the light or whatever. Just." So this is how it works. Okay, so you'll know, right? I said, we're just going to put it right here, and when we go down, you take it and take it out to front of house, right? So I get home, can't wait to see this with Leslie and Sam Kinison, and Billy Idol was there. I mean, it was just, and I'm playing drums with everybody. It was amazing. And so I go home, and it was a VHS-C, right? So I can't watch it. I get home, I put it into the converter, and it's the frickin' table with an ounce of blow and a bag of pot and Sam smoking and just, I mean, just not stuff that should be on tape, right? No show, just that. And it's like,
So it was on in the dressing room, but not during the show.
but not during the show. I mean, you could see him walking down the stairs with it, and he puts it out at the soundboard, and it's, ladies and gentlemen, John Ozone, and then bang,
Yeah.
it ends.
Steve comes home and he says, "Wait till you see, I got the show." And we
Oh,
sat
yeah.
down and watched it. It's like, oh, this isn't the show.
It's a different show.
Yeah.
But that's, oh, wow, look at those.
That's his garage. That's in his garage.
Wow, man. I mean, that's wild.
Does he drive them?
Oh, yeah.
He drives them, yeah. But they have mags on them. They have like Kragers or something on them.
Scared the crap out of Stewart in that one. I think the interior shot. I think that's the one he took to the studio.
I see the stain. Now Stewart's going to look at the stain under the black one. That must have really scared somebody. No, that's cool. I mean, you know, it's fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
All fun. So, you know, it's cool that you continued the relationship with Stewart past the police. That's, you know, I mean, is he like a phone call buddy, or is it, you know, strictly business?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. That's the way it should be. My closest guy to me on the road was always my tech, always, because that's a guy who's there before you, there after you, there with you. I'm glad to hear that. I loved all of my roadies to a point. No, no, I did. I don't think one ever left. You know, I've had several. I had Moscow, I loved. I had
Josh.
the Breeze, who I loved. I had Josh, who I loved. Rasta, who I loved. You know, I can't say enough about all these guys. And the reason that it's just with circumstances. It was never, hey, that's it, or hey, you know, you know.
Oh, did you ever get a chance to ask your Entwistle tech, the Zeppelin guy, about Billy Francis?
Oh, Henry.
Oh, Henry. No, I haven't spoken to him. No. You know what? I'll remember Billy Francis. I'm gonna do me a favor. Make a note for me, because I'm brain.
And I don't know how much he did with Zeppelin or who he was in charge of at Zeppelin, but you know, he was with Bad Company, and he was in charge of Boz Burrell and Simon Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
Simon was at the memorial. Oh, he had some great stories. Oh my God.
I have a good time when I hang with him. We did a couple of fantasy camps together, and he's a good time.
Somebody said he
golfer
wrote,
too.
You know if he wrote a book.
What's that?
Someone said he might have written a book.
I don't know. I haven't talked to Captain Kirk in years, and he just lives right across the alley from us. But you know how it is. It's closer you are, the farther you are.
There has been COVID.
Oh, right. That's why we're out here.
Oh, Simon lives in Fort Myers.
No, he lives in, I don't know.
I think he was in like Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, he lives on the East Coast.
He lives across the alligator alley from us.
Yeah, but so I had to fly all the way to Las Vegas or where it was, and LA to hang out with somebody who lives 2 hours away. But
Okay, now you're getting some feedback, Jeff. Everybody's saying great show, love Jeff, great show tonight. So there you go.
Oh, they're going to start to go to
All
sleep.
people and all my friends and fans and followers and whatever.
Well, we'll see you Friday night, right?
That's
You're not.
right.
Are you working this weekend?
No. Well,
Yes.
he
Yeah,
does
I'm at
that
the casino.
on
Oh,
Saturday.
right. Oh, right. That's Saturday. Yeah. No, I'm.
Smoking casino.
Were you leaving Friday?
No, it's only 45 minutes up the road.
Oh,
How cool
well,
is
there's
that?
Yeah.
No, I'll be here Friday. I'll be on the show.
And you taking your own gear, or they have back line?
No, they don't have a house kit. Everywhere in Nashville they have house kits. This place does not.
So what do you play? when you
Whether
take your
to
own?
take the Zenyatta drum set, Stewart's Zenyatta drum set, or my 1971 Green Sparkle Ludwig's with the 24-inch bass drum.
That's right. You're the guy with the green sparkle. I wanted green. Sparkling champagne was my first kit that I ever ordered. But I used to just look at in the Ludwig catalog, I think, or maybe it was the Slingerland catalog, the big double set with the 2 up and 2 down and the 2 kicks was green sparkle. And I used to look at it thinking, wow, would I ever be crazy enough to own something like that?
Yeah.
Anyway.
By the way, just to verify something for Dave Hassard, who saw your picture, your recent picture with your black double bass drum kit.
Mhm.
Those
Oh,
are
the Grovers?
those are
The Grovers?
22.
Yeah, 22s. It's been 22s
But-
for me for a while.
He thought they looked like 20s because the toms were so long, and I said, no, Steve's very tall, and the toms give the illusion of them looking small, but those are 22s.
Yeah, those were power toms, and that's why I went to 22s. I had my 5s kit, the chrome kit, Dave, is 14 by 24s. And then when I switched and I had the next kit that I did after the 5s kit, which I still have, was Remo. And they came to me to endorse me for the very first Entwistle tour with Rat Race. And they had 22s, but they had power toms. And I couldn't, on a 24, I couldn't get the toms low enough
Right.
to be where I needed them to be. So that's when I switched to 16 by 22, which is the same volume, internal volume, but set up differently. And I've been there ever since. So, yeah, so everything since then, since 87, would have been 22s, except if it was the 5s kit.
Right.
And on that happy note, I'm getting the dinner bell.
That's right. Time for dinner.
Yeah.
Is Judith cooking or is she out on the road?
Judith she's up to here with projects. It's unbelievable.
All right.
She's doing another documentary. She's doing her regular blog job that she writes for 2 different companies now, and she's just been retained by a third. So I do the cooking. I'm
So what are we having?
I don't know, actually. I forgot to figure it out for tonight. I think it's going to be pizza.
There you go.
You know what? The go-to killer default
We're having
meal.
tacos.
Yeah, it's tacos for us. Healthy tacos, but tacos
Yes.
are the same. There will be some spice and some.
Right.
Yeah.
But chicken tacos.
Yeah, chicken tacos. Yeah, they're
All right.
scared.
Well, Jeff, we'll
All
see
right,
you
so
Friday.
yeah, I'm getting the hustle, and it's. I'll see you Friday, and thank you for sporting Garden District. It looks great on you. I'm very proud.
I may wear it Saturday night.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't want to get it smoked up and,
Well, you just dry clean only.
sweaty.
Well, listen.
I'm one of those rare guys, and Stuart does too, actually, plays in long sleeve shirts.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll roll the sleeves up maybe, 1 or 2 turns, but I don't mind playing in long sleeve shirts.
I don't really mind it
Guys
either.
won't play in anything but t-shirts or,
The only, my criteria for stage wear is something that's going to look good after I'm soaking wet and everything else, So that's, so sometimes it's sports clothes. I used to wear a matching Adidas thing and, whatever, because they came in all different colors. And then I went to the dance wear. I tried all kinds of shit. So it was fun. I liked wardrobe, but I couldn't wear anything too elaborate. I could walk out with, cool stuff, but, can't play in a blazer.
Oh, we had
I can't.
a viewer from Buenos Aires tonight.
Buenos Aires.
Frederico Stella.
Federico.
You know him? Great
Yeah.
show, guys. Congrats and cheers from Buenos Aires.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Rock and roll. Thanks for coming by. Come again Friday or tomorrow.
I posted it on my Facebook page, so I had a couple of responses from the normal guys that are always asking me drum questions or, police questions.
What's the big drum question? I'm going to get hit in the head with it.
really are.
The snare drum.
Really?
Who put the die-cast hoops on? What snare strainer? What? Is it a Pearl Jupiter? No, it's not a Jupiter, but it is a Jupiter. It's just got a different kind of strainer, so they didn't call it a Jupiter. Is it brass? Is it steel?
But let me. Okay, so
And similar.
that blows my mind that he uses die cast hoops. They choke. I tried them when they first came out. Those are the ones that look like construction underneath. They look like they have like they're die. I know what die cast
They're
hoops
not.
are.
They're not triple flange. Let's put it that way.
Okay, but they're not.
They're not triple flange. Triple flange has at the top of the rim. They sort of bow out
Yeah.
like most Ludwig drums. Triple flange just goes straight up and has a curve, and they're very heavy.
Yeah, because they're solid. It's not like the hoop. It's a big solid thing. I found that when I used those,
Choked it.
I would have been playing my 5 snare drum. I would have been playing a fiberglass 14 by 6.5. I found that it choked the shell, but maybe it's because of the 5. I don't know. But hey, listen.
Every drum reacts differently to everything. I put the die cast hoops on because Stewart was denting the triple flanged. Denting it.
Yeah, I used to fold them down. That's and that's why I tried the die cast hoops, because if you look at mine, it's like flattened out where I hit my. There's the towel. I gotta go. I'm gonna get in
All
trouble.
right. Love you guys.
I'm probably allowed to talk on the phone during dinner.
Hi, Laurie.
Hey,
Jeff.
we love you too, bro. Say hello to Judith for us.
Yes.
Definitely will. Definitely.
All right.
We'll see you Friday.
Friday. Au revoir, everybody.
Bye, Jeff.
Bye, Laura.
Take care, bud. No, not that. That. Screaming.
Yeah.
That was great, man. You see, we should have just started talking about drums, but you have to hear the stories too.
Sure.
And that's a great story. I mean, imagine you're on the road with the police. You know you're a more than competent player, right? I mean, worst thing for me is watching somebody else play. It makes me crazy. And then you get a shot, and the biggest concern is not how well you'll play, but how well you'll be seen.
Okay, so tomorrow night, Anything Goes Wednesday.
Yeah, nobody put in any requests? No requests?
Nope, they like when you do it.
Oh, they like when I do it.
Yep.
Okay, then.
So,
Okay, so if I don't see you in the future, I'll see you in the pasture.
good night, everybody.
Because she's going to bury me there.